इतना सा कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में इतना सा फर्क है, एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानपुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन ही नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good afternoon to all the dear friends, potential business buyers, those who have joined us today for our business opportunity over chai webinar series. I, Archana Sharma, along with the entire team of Franchise India, welcomes you to this particular episode. This is the digital representation of the business opportunity which we have got for you. Franchise India, the brand which is always aiming to provide maximum business solutions, franchise opportunities to all the potential business buyers so that they get a correct and the complete understanding from our side about the business opportunity to take a right and a conscious decision. It is our privilege to invite management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. This particular webinar is hosted by both of them. They'll be sharing their insights, their viewpoints, suggestion with each one of us. The business opportunity which we have got for you is ScoopNStick. The brands represent the F&B vertical, and today we are joined by Mr. Adesh Mittal, Anshul, as well as Naseem to talk about this brand. The brand which was established by Avina Milk Foods Private Limited in 2014. They are known for their purity in food. And today we are today the team would take us through the entire business and financial model about this brand. But before I formally invite the team for the presentation, I would like to invite Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am to formally start this session.
Welcome, Mr. Mittal. And since we are has directly been involved, and I will request if he can start with a brief introduction and sharing his perspective on the overall opportunity before we can commence the presentation.
Thank you, Sonia, and welcome friends, and welcome Mr. Mittal. This is a great opportunity to have you on our platform, friends. So this is our regular series of business opportunity over chai, where we bring in different brands and different opportunities, and this is a series which is going on for last 15 months now. Not even a single day we have missed out not presenting opportunity to our valuable investors. I'm also very pleased to share that the response in the last 15 months has been remarkable. And especially in the last 2 months, the franchising has seen a steep growth. And there is a reason for it, because a lot of people are returning back to business. People are diversifying. People are now opening up businesses. A lot of property owners are now going and venturing out and opening up their business. Also, a lot of people who left jobs and they don't want to return back to jobs, they are also looking for some other opportunity. So it's in nutshell, the franchising is seeing a great growth cycle, which we're very happy because we are very happy for our industry. And we also are very happy because a lot of industries which were not so doing well, especially F&B or any other businesses which looked like impacted quite a bit, has been now actually last 2 months have seen a great pent-up demand, and people are really coming out and doing it. So we are talking about today the industry which has always done well. Even in the COVID period, it was one of the industries which did extremely well, because this is an industry which is kind of an essential service. It's as a dessert industry. So anything which you really you might not be visiting the parlors, but you still were ordering at home, or a delivery were very strong, and so on and so forth. So I had this great discussion with Mr. Mittal and shared his vision and understood what he is trying to create. They are bringing in something which is exceptional product, because the heart of this business is really about the engineering and the kind of time they've really developed to do the R&D to produce a great product. And I will like to really open it up to invite Mr. Mittal first to really talk about a little bit the vision, because he is a veteran in the industry. So he's seen the industry, has seen this, the entire participation of the industry, and now he's like to build his own brand, and with a strong manufacturing capabilities which they have put in with their plants and everything else. So over to you, Mr. Mittal, to just give us a little bit about your vision, how this whole thought process started, and what is now the mission for the company to really grow further.
Thank you, Mr. Gaurav and Sonia. Actually, what it is that this brand we started in 2012, it was conceptualized, but formally it came in 2015. And there are a lot of wrong notions which people are living in, that dairy is having this problem, or dairy is having that problem, or let's say ice cream is having a lot of fat. So basically, I entered into this industry for the purpose that purity in this country is deteriorating day by day. That's why our main tagline is purity is our commitment. And that's how first we tied up with Amul in our plant, and we are processing milk and other products in our Roorkee plant. Slowly we set up 2 more plants, one in Ghaziabad and another one in Jabalpur. That is for Central India. Basically, the ice cream is in India, it is in infancy. Basically, about 10 times per capita consumption is there in any other country we see. The reason being, here majority of the players right now, they are doing is only frozen dessert. They don't do real ice cream. Only very few players are there which are really doing ice cream. Basically, the frozen dessert and ice cream difference is that they use oil instead of using milk or cream of milk, just to increase the fat which is required as per the norms of FSSAI. What we want to do is pure ice cream. The main notion which people have, like in India, ice cream is not used as a dessert as it is used abroad, because ice cream has a very long life. It's a 365 days you can store it in your refrigerator and keep eating it. So people go out and buy a bulk and keep it in their refrigerator to have various flavors day by day, which is not there in India. Reason being that India doesn't have much of pure ice cream. And the notion is that it is high fat. Actually, if you take 1 scoop, which is given in any parlor, the only fat content in it is about 4 grams. So if you imagine the 100-gram butter you bring in your house and put it on the bread, 1 slice of bread, I think it is more than 4 grams. But if you ask somebody, he can have 2 toasts in the morning with butter. But if you ask him to have 2 scoops of ice cream, he won't. Well, it is high fat. So these are the notions which people live in, wrong notions in India. So our product is going to be absolutely pure, so that people have a taste of pure products. This is what our main lookout for this product is. Now, if Anshul can share the PPT, then we can go ahead with it.
Yeah, so we'll go for the PPT in detail, and then we'll have our detailed questions, friends. So keep making this webinar very, very interactive. So just keep going and asking the questions in the Q&A box. And you can also share your experience. You can share if you have your own property or you have some kind of a retail experience, that would be very, very important. And they are looking for expansion. Now 3 plants are already running, which Mittal Saab has said, and they are producing a natural and a pure ice cream. Over to you, Anshul, for the presentation to get started.
Sure, sorry. Friends, the brand today, ScoopNStick ice cream. As the tagline says, it's not just the ice cream, right? And you will see in this presentation that we're looking at creating multiple revenue lines, multiple services that we can look at. It is not going to be just an ice cream parlor, but we have integrated distribution and as well milk product retailing as well alongside the business. So we'll talk about this in greater details in the next coming slides. So as you can see, this brand is powered by Avina Milk Product, a company led by Mr. Mittal, and we'll talk about it. So in this presentation, we're covering 5 chapters. Ideally, we'll first talk about what is Avina Milk Product and their product offering. Then we spend some time on ScoopNStick ice cream parlors and the concept, menu mix, the opportunity within ice cream and frozen desserts category. And as Mr. Mittal spoke about in the initial early part of the discussion, it is about creating healthy ice cream, right? And the last section talks about expansion plans and franchise approach that company has taken up now. So starting with first Avina Milk Products, the parent company for this brand today. Avdesh, would you like to talk about it?
No, you can speak about it, no problem.
So this company, Avina Milk Products, started in 2014 and as already discussed with 3 plants now, Delhi, Jabalpur, and there's another one. It's getting to, sorry?
Roorkee.
Uttarakhand.
In Roorkee, yes, in Uttarakhand, Roorkee, right. The brand established to cater to rising demand of milk consumption in India, and you will see in the next slides. So absolute focus on maintaining quality standards and becoming a most relevant supplier of fresh dairy products to food service and retailing sectors across India. So from the 3 plants now, Uttarakhand, Delhi, and Jabalpur in MP, we're able to cater to a very large audience today.
Just to stay here, Mittal Saab, you want to give a little estimate on the size of production in these 3 plants and what products are coming out of this? Because this would be very important at this stage. We talk about the capacity of these plants and the products which we currently doing.
Yeah. In Roorkee, we have got, in one complex, we have got 2 plants, one which is doing the Amul brand and other which is doing an Avina brand. So basically the capacity of both these plants is that in Amul, we can make about 5 lakh liters, we can process about 5 lakh liters of milk per day. And in Avina, we can process about 1,50,000 liters of milk per day and about 20,000 liters of ice cream per day. And here in Ghaziabad, we have milk, flavored milk and UHT, where we have a capacity of say 2 lakh liters per day of milk. So we can do something like 30,000 liters of or kgs of curd, buttermilk, and we can do about 1 lakh liters of 1 lakh bottles of flavored milk. We can also do about something like 20,000 liters of UHT, ultra high temperature milk, which is popularly known as Tetra Pak, which has a life of about 6 months. Similarly, in Jabalpur, we have a milk plant which has a capacity of 2 lakh liters per day, ice cream of about 30,000 liters per day, and flavored milk of again 1 lakh bottles per day, and same UHT of about 30,000 liters per day. These are the capacities of all our 3 plants.
And largely we're doing all the products which should be available in our parlors and our franchise offering. So from all the ice cream options, which can be in the family size options, in the smaller cups options. So what is a total range which is available?
Range basically in ice cream, we have got all the sticks, whether it is a chalk bar. Now what purity I was speaking of is basically people have a notion about only the ice cream portion. But if you go, what is the chocolate they are using right now? Majority of the players are only using compound. They are not using pure chocolate. If you see, there are so many chocolates, like you have the Belgian chocolate. So very few players are using pure chocolate. Even flavored milk, they are really flavored. They are not having the chocolate content in it. What we target is that we will give pure chocolate. So when you taste chocolate milk, it will look really like chocolate. If you see any flavored milk in India right now, I can claim that none of them is having the pure chocolate. This is going to be the difference. Secondly, in cups, we'll have all the flavors. We'll have two sizes. One is a small cup and one is a 80 ml cup. We'll have lollies of every kind. Our capacities are very high. And in milk, we'll have all the variants, which any other player has have. Curd, we have all the variants, which any other person has. We have also introduced one more item, that is matha. Basically, the buttermilk which we have is not matha. There is a difference between matha and buttermilk. That is, there is no fermentation in buttermilk, which is generally available. But matha is made after fermentation. So that is the real buttermilk which is going to be there. So what our products are going to be real products, which were
Very good.
available 30 years back. This is our concept.
Absolutely. And so friends, this is a 3 big plants and very large capacity they build. You can also see that they come with one of the best experience of producing for Amul and so on and so forth. So now they are putting their own brand, and range is very, very well developed. And it is a pure and natural range, which is not available, especially in the north and west. There is not so much of availability of that range available. Across India, also very, very, very few brands which are doing absolute ice cream than a frozen dessert. Frozen dessert is more air and a very different production capability, which is more synthetic. And natural ice cream is all about pure milk ice cream. So over to you, Anshul, for the next piece. Thank you, Mithil Saab, for explaining that.
So in terms of how the corporate setup is established, so very focused in terms of maintaining cordial relationship with the employees, strong relationship with the suppliers, and continue to work on innovation, develop new products with better quality and everything, and technical expertise to assist our customers with enhanced products. Right. So that's been the focus of the company all these 3-4 years and across all 3 plants. As has been mentioned many times now, purity is a commitment that company follows, and all the products are made of real milk and not of vegetable oil. So that's the highlight of this product and company that has come through. So then coming to the ice cream brand, as you heard in this presentation already, company already works with Amul. So our top quality standards being maintained from that, and then leveraging same standards into our brand now, ScoopNStick. As so in terms of the frozen dairy product made by suitable blending and processing of cream and other milk products, the focus now is on creating a very healthy ice cream product, and in that sense we're trying to understand the process also, ice cream, medium fat and low fat ice cream products as per FSSAI standards. Selection of ingredients, also a major focus on getting the right ingredients and high quality ingredients. So would you like to spend a little time on this structure, ice cream structure?
That's what I already explained, that people are using frozen dessert. Basically, when we have all these items out here, to complete the fat required as per FSSI, they will put oil in it. We will use the pure cream in it. Similarly, other solids, people like, if you have seen, when I was a kid, I heard one statement that one fellow said that in one marriage, that some vegetable was less. So the chief chef said to him, put some more chilies in it. So people consume less. So similarly, people have a habit to increase the solids, as you saw in FSSI. They will increase the sugar content in it, so that accordingly it adjusts. If you see
Right.
all the drinks which we have, like Tang or anything, they are all composed of what? Sugar. So sugar is a easy way to lure somebody. So we are going to have proper combination. If you really have a real pure milk, I can assure you, you don't need to add sugar in it. It is sweet by itself. If you see a born baby, when he feeds on mother's milk, is he adding sugar to it? So it's a natural product. We would like to insist on naturality.
Right, sir.
Yes, Anshul.
So that's the production process that we'll be following. So we can skip that for now. And moving on. So then introducing some of.
I'm sure it is not a bad idea if we go through that, and Mittal Saab can explain the process, because it's very big, friends. Why we're taking emphasis on that, because sometimes we get into the front end of the business, we don't understand the back end process. And today the market has become extremely conscious post COVID. The mindset of a consumer is all about natural. People, they want to understand what they're consuming, where it is coming from. So it's a huge opportunity, and there is a huge shift of a customer mindset today, which you can really avail with the brand. So if you understand the process, you are educated, you understand what is available in the market, how it is done, and what is this done, it would give you an understanding. So Mittal Saab, over to you, just a little bit
I'll
on
explain
how
this
this
as well.
really. Yes, sir.
See, when we go abroad, we directly take the milk from the shelf and we consume it. It's only a tendency in India, when you buy a packet of milk, which is already pasteurized, and you again reheat it in your house, because you don't have the confidence that it has been properly treated. Basically, this is a treatment chart. We take cream, we have whatever mixture we want to do, like milk, cream, sugar, whatever we want to do, we bring the temperature to about 45 degrees. Then we mix everything to make a mixture out of it. After that, it is pasteurized. So basically, the entire treatment has already taken place. Now, there is another difference in India and abroad, that we don't consume homogenized milk. What is basically homogenized milk? We have a machine which is called a homogenizer, and we pass the milk through it. So all the fat contents, they are broken up and they are equally mixed. So if you boil the milk after homogenization, you will never have a top layer of fat, which is in India we call it malai. But our notion in India is that if there is no fat on the top after boiling, that means the milk is not pure. But abroad, they homogenize. So every sip that you consume, the 6% fat, let's say in a full cream milk, every sip you take has 6% of fat in it. So suppose from a utensil, we take out the malai. So maybe somebody has got a cup from some other place, the fat content will be less. So in ice cream, we do the homogenization process, that every bite that you will take will have equal proportion of whatever the mixture is. It is totally properly homogenized. And then what we do is, it is like a fermentation type of act, that we age it for about a couple of hours. And after that, it is passed and brought down to temperatures of -4 through a continuous freezer. And then it is packed into whatever, like for cups, or it is put into a stick like the chalk bar has. And after that it is packed. So then it is stored in minus 25 degrees temperature. This is basically the whole chart. So if the thing is done properly, there is no flaw in it. Its life is 365 days, what I told you. This is the whole thing. Yeah, Anshul, we can go to the next slide.
Yes, sir. So then we come to our next section, which is our flavors and menu. And as you will see, a real fruit flavors combining ice cream with fruits, and pure again. So focus is, as we've discussed, on purity and bringing out the best products for our customers. Right? Some of the key flavors of the ice cream. So vanilla, butterscotch, kesar, pista. So these are the standard ones. Under chocolate, we do caramel, Dutch, almond chocolate, and milk chocolate. Similarly, many other options available: mud chocolate, blackcurrant, strawberry, and some fruit-based ice creams also, like a chiku, lychee, strawberry, banana, mango, raspberry, and pista. So very exciting menu, and as Sir has mentioned, there's a large capacity is available at all three plants to produce the product, get the right product out, and as per the demand, also the mix can be accordingly modified and shifted. Right. So then we come to the next chapter, which is understanding the market opportunity. India being a young country, growing affluence, and as we know, there's a low per capita consumption. We'll talk about it in the next few slides. There's also a growing demand for quality products and services. So this, in a nutshell, this summarizes the opportunity to today in an ice cream and frozen dessert category. So low per capita consumption and demand for quality products is what we see as a great opportunity. As the consumption grows and demand grows for better products, that's where ScoopNStick would fit in perfectly. So this is looking at Asia Pacific numbers, which is growing at a rate of about 4%, and India market is also growing in that sense. From the global data. So we can talk about the consumption of ice cream in India today. The average consumption is about 400 ml per year. But if you look at and compare it with US or China, US it is 22,000 milliliters, or about 22 liters a year. While in China, this is also 3 liters a year per person. So India is way below in terms of the per capita consumption as compared to US and China, and that's where we see this number also growing, at a brisk pace. So that is an opportunity, and also combining this with demand for better products. So that's where a brand like ScoopNStick would fit in perfectly.
Here I would like to add that if you see, China is a non-milk consuming country. India is a totally, every household would like that their child should have a glass of milk every day. Then our per capita consumption of ice cream is too low. We are more 10 times per capita consumption of milk than China. And they are almost 8 times or 7.5 times more ice cream consumers than us.
Right, sir. Okay, so then we come to our next section, which is expansion plans and overall franchise approach, and how you can now join this brand with this exciting concept of exploring a niche market in a premium ice cream category, and offering the best product, natural ice cream products. The plan is to know not just ice creams, focus on ice cream, but also doing milk products and distribution. We'll talk about that in the next few slides. to manufacture real ice cream and to open up outlets in every locality. That's what the plan is, and you will see how we want to execute this strategy. First, the four P's, very important: product, fresh and pure ice cream. Price points, value for money, not very expensive, absolutely the right price points that we have captured. Promotions through word of mouth, and of course, company would also invest in digital marketing and other things. Place, franchise outlets, which ensures that stores are close to our customer groups. So all four P's are addressed very well. So positioning, earlier the ice cream parlors used to be positioned on purity, taste as a prime factor, but then it is now slowly shifting to youth and also taste as well as health. So that's where ScoopNStick comes in. A brand focused on youth and combining taste with health, offering a pure and natural ice cream products. So then what is the role that we're looking at for a unit franchisee? Ideally, this unit franchise partner will have three roles, starting with setting up the exclusive ice cream parlor. Second, Avena milk product sales. So ideally, would like the parlors to open at 7 a.m. in the morning. So in the morning hours, 7 to 10 a.m. or so, this milk products can be retailed. Of course, during the day also this remains available, but major focus on this segment early in the morning. And then 11 a.m. onwards, the parlor would start. Alongside this, there is also ice cream distribution. So we're also looking at allowing our franchise partners to cater to 30, 40, 50 shops in their territory, to be able to place ice cream products with these retail stores in their assigned territory. So three opportunities here combined into one unit franchise offering. Ice cream parlor, which can be 11 a.m. to midnight, depending on the timings of that location. Early morning, we can do Avena milk product sales, and also a very strong opportunity with ice cream product distribution.
So just to further explain this opportunity, this is a 3-in-1 franchise opportunity. It would give you an opportunity of commodity sales like what you have in Amul when you become a parlor owner for Amul or Mother Dairy, where you sell milk products, which comes a very commodity product but very big consistency in neighborhood. That happens early in the morning and late in the evening. And then you have a parlor product. Parlor would mean gourmet ice cream products, which are different offerings and a lot of value-added products which comes with that. And then which no other franchise is getting is a ice cream distribution, which means that every single neighborhood, say you are in Greater Clash, there would be another 40 to 50 point of sales where you can really sell the ice cream. This can be small and medium Kriana stores, it can be supermarkets and places like that where the ice cream demand is there, where you put a freezer and you just load that product. So it's actually a opportunity which we've been receiving a lot of demand for people to really look at an opportunity which is fast moving, product line, which is kind of an FMCG, a dairy product, which is from your morning deliveries. Then you have a parlor, which has a value added and also big margin product and ice cream distribution. So all three really together comes in.
Right.
Yes, Anshul.
So first we look at unit financial dynamics. So in terms of the investment, the overall project is about 18.5 lakhs, so ideally we're looking at a 250 square feet carpet area for the parlor. Uh, Initial investments towards interior fit out, equipment, trade licenses, stock and everything. So overall an 18.5 lakh rupees investment in the project. In terms of the revenues and gross margins, so as we discussed, three opportunities here. Ice cream, you have a 50% margin. So typically in the ice cream business, the franchisee is billed in gallons, while the franchisee would then bill to its customers on scoop basis. So the conversion is a 50% margin that you make in that, right? Milk products, 10% margin, and product distribution. Again, a 10% margin is what company is offering at this stage, right? So typically on an annual sales of about 2 crores, this converts to a 46 to 50 lakh rupees annual gross margin. So depending on the sales mix, this is what we can look at, about 46 to 50 lakh rupees, or say 4 lakh rupees monthly gross margin is what we can look achieve here, right? In terms of the annual expenses, again, we're looking at an annual expense of between 32 to 36 lakhs, or you can say between 2 to 3 lakh, 2.5 to 3 lakh rupees monthly expense, which includes rent. We have taken a rent at 1 lakh rupee for a 250 square feet parlor. Staff at about 80K. So this would be one manager, two helpers, including their incentives and everything. So about 80,000 rupee monthly expense towards staff. Utilities, local marketing, central marketing fee, and a little bit of miscellaneous. So that's the split, very broadly split into 2.5 to 3 lakh rupees monthly expense. So what that means is you are easily able to capture between 10 to 12 lakh rupees annually as a net earning from this business, which also means that ROIs can be between 21 to 24 months on a 5-year contract period. So under 2 years break even, and you have a contract for 5 years. Right. Okay. So very exciting opportunity also. Area developer opportunity is what we want to focus on. So area developer gets exclusive rights to a larger territory. You also get 50% share in business done by the entire network. Development obligations to do a minimum 10 units in the assigned territory. A master fee of 25 lakhs. This is corresponding to 10 units, and this would be a 10-year contract, right? So area developer would have these 10 unit franchises under him, and each unit franchisee then offers all three services: ice cream parlor, distribution, and milk product retail, right? So as per the estimates, this master franchisee also is able to generate an ROI within 21 to 24 months, under 2 years ROI for this partner also. Focus on two markets, Delhi NCR, supplies from the Ghaziabad plant. Here we're looking at 8 to 10 partners. When I say partners, these are area developer partners, right? Delhi, including Faridabad, we can do 3 to 4 partners, each with a 10 store commitment. Gurgaon, including Manesar, about 2 to 3 partners also possible. Noida, Ghaziabad, Greater Noida, one each is what we're looking at this stage. So overall, 8 to 10 partners across NCR. We're looking at 90 to 100 unit or stores to come in. Similarly, focus on Madhya Pradesh also, supplies from Jabalpur plant, and Madhya Pradesh key markets like Indore, Bhopal, Jabalpur, Gwalior, Ujjain, and certain city combinations also can be done. So we see 6 to 8 area developer partners can be set up in the state of Madhya Pradesh also. Right. Right. So that would be the end of the presentation. Sure. So over to
Thank you, Anshul, and thank you, Avdeshi. This was very informative presentation. So, friends, we've talked about two opportunities. One is unit opportunity that we have talked about, and the other being an area franchise opportunity. And to start off with, we are open only for two major territories. One is MP, and the other being Delhi NCR, where we also covered the territories which are closer to Delhi. And overall, the opportunity that we're discussing is for area franchise, where even a city like Delhi or Gurgaon would be divided into 3 to 4 or territories, with a minimum potential while would be large, but a minimum obligation of an area franchisee would be to open at least 10 subunits under him. So having said that, we'll also Avdeshi, I see some questions also which have started to come in. And friends, while we've taken you through the presentation, I will request all of you, whatever questions you might have on the business model, keep putting those questions, and we'll take it up on your behalf. So Avdeshi, the first question which I wanted to really pick up, and I'll go back on the business model that we talked about. So we have one unit franchise and the other being a area franchise model. And currently we have to understand our priority between the two. While area franchisee would also have subunits under him and might also operate one. So I'll start with maybe the area franchisee as a opportunity. So when we look at area franchise partner, will that partner be given exclusivity for a specific territory? For example, Delhi we talked about. How are we segregating maybe a territory like Delhi? Would it be south or some part of Gurgaon would also become a part of the territory that we allocate? How is the segregation of the territory given to a area franchisee? And my second question would also be on the responsibility of a area franchisee with opening of maybe one outlet of himself. Will that come under his obligation, or he would just be a developer who would invest and only sub franchise? Over to you.
Actually, what it is, what we expect, let us say we appoint an area developer for South Delhi. So we define by roads that this is the territory of South Delhi, like you have the districts of police stations or whatever it is. So now that area developer has, let us say, 10 units in that area. In South Delhi, we can comfortably have more than 10 units, but let's say he has 10 units. Why we insist that he should at least have one unit? So he is always in touch with the ground reality. So he knows what problems the unit is facing, how he should give service to them. Like for example, let us assume now go to a unit. Let us say one unit is there in Greater Kailash. So that unit has a parlor there. Now he is distributing, let's say, cups or sticks or bricks or tubs in the vicinity. Similarly, he is doing for the dairy products also. So when this area developer will have his own unit, he will be acquainted with day-to-day problems also. He will be able to solve them himself. Not that he is hearing something and he is understanding something. That is why we are insisting that, and he will really have a feel of it. This is what I conceptualized.
Right. And Avdeshi, how about the sharing between the area franchisee and the unit? So there's a 25 lakh fee that he pays upfront, and this fee is valid for a period of 10 years for minimum obligation of 10 outlets. How the sharing between the subunits and him would happen, and what would all be his revenue sources for the rights that he would take?
Yeah, like for example, let's start from down. Let us start from the unit. Now the unit has the parlor. Normally, suppose it was a parlor of Baskin Robbins, or it was a parlor of Gyani's, or it was a parlor of Nirula's. They don't have milk products in it. So normal concept is that 50% of the scoop sale, it is calculated. Let us say one 4-liter gallon, 1 gallon has got, let us say 30 scoops or whatever it's calculated. So he gets a margin of 50% on the parlor sales. Now when he is doing distribution in the network, so we are giving about 30% commission. That is below the MRP. So 10% goes to the unit and 20% goes to the retailer where he has given the product.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the unit system. And now when it comes to the area developer, we simply calculated that the company gives him 2.5% of all the units which are under him.
Okay.
Suppose that there are 10 units. So basically he gets 2.5% of all the 10 units. This is
across all the categories, which is milk as well as the ice cream? Or?
Yes.
So that's a flat 2.5% of whatever sales which happens at the outlet is a margin which an area franchisee would make. So if you look at it like this, so area franchisee will open his own outlet. He will get the return of the investment which he makes on the outlet from the outlet itself. And while for the rest of the investment he would make, he would have two revenue streams primarily. One is the overall product sales that would be under him, the units. And the second would be the percentage of franchise fees, which will also come to him. Right. So these are two main revenue sources of Dechi which will come to him. So when we talk about franchise fees, we have talked about 5 lakhs as a unit franchise fees. and a part of that would be retained by master or area as we call him, and a part of that would go to you. So what percentage of revenue is he would retain, and what would come to you?
Of the franchisee fees
Right.
or of the total?
A franchise
What is
piece
the
of it. So he will. So what we have talked about is, one, he will keep the margins on overall sales will come to the area franchisee. So whatever is sold in his territory, he will get a flat 2.5% margin, and he will also retain something on the sub franchise that would sell under his territory. So what would that sharing be for maybe the understanding of maybe a prospective investor?
No, as far as I understand, the franchisee fees is not going to be shared with the area developer unless and until he has his own unit. Suppose one area developer decides, okay, I'll have my 3 units. Then we don't take franchisee fees of his 3 units because he's already
Okay.
giving the master franchisee fees. But otherwise, not for the units. This is what we have worked out.
Okay, so the entire franchise fees which is collected goes to the company, and the franchise partner would get
Because
my second
actually,
question.
I think the voice broke out. I could
Okay,
not
so
hear.
what I'm saying is, yeah, so I'm just kind of recapping. So, area franchisee would make the margins on whatever sales that would happen in the territory, and to take the right, he pays an upfront fee of 25 lakhs. So, my second question of Deshi would be on the unit, and we've talked about three revenue streams. One would be milk, which are early hours. We have second, which is ice cream, which is throughout the day, and third is distribution, where we've talked about 40 to 50 shops in the neighborhood. So, one, I like to understand what is the ideal mix or revenue mix. What we've talked about is an annual turnover of, say, about 2 crores from single outlet, which includes all these three revenue streams for a single franchise owner. What ideally is the revenue mix from these three sources? One. And second, if you can also educate our investors who are there, and you mentioned a lot of ice cream companies, kiosks that we have around don't sell ice creams, don't sell milk in the early hours. So that's an additional revenue stream. At the same time, there's a good opportunity of distribution, which most of the companies do it directly, or they have a distributor through which the distribution is made. In this case, this is an added revenue for a the unit franchisee. Now, if we have to segregate the 2 crore annual revenue, typically how much of that would be towards distribution, how much would that be towards milk, and how much towards the ice cream? And what is the average, maybe a parlor of ice cream would do, or a milk counter would do? So some understanding on that, if you can share with our investors.
Actually, what it is, Anshul, can you share that page? Actually, we had the financials over there. Can you share
Yes, sir.
that?
Yes, sir. Just share.
Because, like, for example, let us discuss a parlor. He has only we have only worked out, let's say, 200 scoops per day. So these are the figures. So what it is, let us say a scoop is about 80 rupees, and he is only doing about 200 scoops per day. So now if we calculate the distribution, we have only done 400 distributions per day. Let us say if he has 50 units in an area, then what is it? One unit is taking only 8 in average per day. This is very conservative figures we have taken. For example, suppose there is a retail shop. What do we imagine? That he will be selling only eight items, let us say chalk bars or cups or tubs or maybe bricks, whatever it is. He will be only selling 8 items. So this is the conservative figures we have taken. Again, we go to milk products. Let us say a kg of paneer. It is made from 5 kgs of milk. So here we have taken how much? Distribution of only 200 liters of milk, which is again very, very conservative. So let us say a unit is there in Greater Kailash. So basically, this is the mix we have here for the revenue share.
Okay, so what we are saying is we'll have 50% of our revenue coming alone from the distribution. That is the percentage that we are seeing across all the years. And the balance 50 would come equally between the ice cream as well as the milk products.
Yes.
Teshi, just for my also understanding and also for the audience, since we have talked about, develop that network of 40 to 50 odd shops?
No, the voice is broken actually again. Please, sorry.
See, I'll repeat my question. What I'm saying is, what is the radius that we give to a prospective partner? Because we're talking about some households that he should be able to serve, and equally some of the shops where distribution would happen. So, what is the radius that we're giving to operate? I'm sure there must be some radius exclusive territory that we are allocating to him to operate within. So, what is your guidance to the investors on the territory? Was one of the questions, and my second question was, how long does it take for somebody to reach that potential household and shop number that we have shown in our projections?
See, the shops are already existing wherever it is. Now, suppose somebody opens a parlor in Greater Kailash, then entire Greater Kailash is given to him. That will have more than 2 to 250 shops, but we are targeting only 50 shops. Like we are discussing 200 liters of milk. 200 liters of milk, if you take in average, we are discussing 100 household. It's very small figure. Like suppose we are discussing Noida, so one sector is given to him. Or it depends on the area to area. Suppose there is an area where there are, let us talk about Dwarka or Expressway in Noida, where there are multi-story buildings. Then his area would be limited, or he will be doing more business, depending on. Actually, the situation will keep changing on the area to area. That how many parlors you can have. Like for example, you take India Gate. So many carts are there at one time. Maybe 50 are there or 30 are there of every company. Or you go to any corner, you will see every company has a cart over there. Now it is a choice of the customer. He wants quality walls, or he wants to take Amul, or he wants to take Mother Dairy or something else. He stops at that cart. So basically, area will depend on the location.
Sure. And very quickly, Avdeshi, since we're coming close to a session, I have a lot of questions which I'd like to pick up. And friends, we'll see how many questions we can pick up. And following this, we'll also request that we'll get you on a one-to-one call discussion or perhaps a meeting, because they're based out of Delhi, and we also have Delhi as one of the territories to be focused. So I'll pick one question which I'm seeing maybe to start off with from Mr. Puneet Mehra. He's asking on the flavors that we have. While we talked about the different flavors, he's asking if we also have offering for sugar-free for our clients.
Yeah, first we should understand what is sugar-free, because he has asked a question. Basically, there is again a wrong notion. If you start from 30 years back or 50 years back and see the history, everybody is coming back to its own place. In 70s, I heard you should not eat ghee. You should only eat oil. You will have cholesterol free. You have so many brands came up. This problem. Now today, doctors have started suggesting you should eat pure ghee. So basically, there are two sugars we have here. We should understand that the world has two sugars. One sugar is made of sugarcane, and the other sugar is fructose sugar, that is coming from fruits. It could be like even from corn, you have fructose. So all natural products, I can stick to it that anything natural which God has made will not harm you. But when we go for sugar-free, which is like you are having those small tablets, they will write it has aspartame in it. Now you ask them, what are the side effects of aspartame? So basically, I would suggest that we have fructose ice cream. But we will give sugar-free because it is the need of the hour. But we will recommend that a person has fructose sugar instead of sugarcane sugar. Like for example, everybody has today started saying jaggery is good for health. Why? It is made out, and sugar is made out of jaggery only. Because the refinement has been done, and it has been done by chemicals. That's why it became harmful. So we will insist on natural products. This is what we are saying, that we will have pure items in it. So you will not have any problems with it.
Great. Very good answer. And I'll pick some more, and some of these maybe I'll try to club together in the interest of time. And I have a question from Mr. Rohit Grover asking, I think two things. One, he wants to understand, how competitive we would be considering we have some of the leading brands in this category. And the other is the question on the pricing of our products, how competitive they are. And if we can give some example of, what a scoop would cost, what perhaps maybe milk or a paneer would cost to an end consumer.
See, basically, like I said, our products will be absolutely pure. So why should somebody, this is another very wrong notion in our country, that we people are more price conscious. If you heard or you saw an ad, maybe some 8-10 years back, that kitna deti hai was a question. If somebody is going to buy an aeroplane, he is asking the average of it. If somebody is going to buy a car, is asking is how much is the average of it. Why are we looking at the fuel consumption when we are buying a luxury item? This is our notion. If we really pay the price, only in our country, we have a feeling that it should be price conscious. I insist, yes, we can reduce the margins in the beginning. I think there is an audio problem. Okay.
Right.
We can reduce our margins in the beginning, but we keep our purity correct. We will not budge from our purity and our natural products. When we will give you fruit ice cream, it will be natural fruit. It will not be some concentrate. It will be natural. So our prices will be definitely very, very competitive and less than any competition we have. That I can assure. Now there is an ice cream very popular in the world, Häagen-Dazs. If you see the price, I don't think people will believe that ice cream also costs this much. But then there is a quality to it. They have their stores on every big airport. They don't have their stores in the lanes.
Right, absolutely.
So we want good customers and we will get them. If you give pure, in 1 or 2 months, customers will be addicted to your ice cream.
And also, this is not industrial ice cream. This is artisan ice cream also. We are also offering that, and very healthy and most pure form of ice cream which they are offering. And couple or maybe one of
Zoom की problem है.
Sonia ma'am, we can't hear you. You are breaking up, ma'am. Your voice is breaking up.
Okay, I think I'll ask again. This is a question from Mr. Mickey Noida. He wants to know what is the opportunity overall for a market like Noida or Greater Noida?
Yeah, Noida and Greater Noida, if you see, there is a very, very big opportunity. You have places like Gaur City. I don't know how many flats they have, but maybe a few 30 or 50,000. So if you have an outlet there and you are doing a area over there, these figures are just very minimal over there. If Noida, you see any sector, let us say on the expressway, the sectors you have, I think even every society has got a couple of thousand flats. So these figures are very low. It's how when you have a customer on your unit, you have to educate him that there is no fat content in it. It is only 4 grams of one scoop. I'm sure that he will understand when you will give him an example of a bread slice that yes, consuming ice cream is not harmful. Like I will ask you as a lady, like if you are given milk and Pepsi, what would you prefer to give to your child? And I think there is no child who will deny a chocolate ice cream or a chocolate drink. It is you who are stopping your child. If you are educated that you are not giving him a harmful product, you will insist that your child have in dessert, instead of gulab jamun, a scoop of ice cream every day. Or instead of Pepsi, have flavored milk. If he says, I want to have a pure chocolate flavored milk, and it is a pure chocolate flavored milk and he's addicted to it, every day let him have it.
One last question which I'll have now pick, and friends, I will request, we'll also put a hotline number in the chat box. You can put your questions and we'll have you all speak to Mithil Saab in the coming week, where you can discover the opportunity very, very closely. And the last question, Mithil ji, which I'll pick up is on the question which I saw, perhaps right, we have picked up, Nikhil, we have picked up your question on positioning in competition, that has been answered, and feasibility we have covered. And yeah, so supply chain, Mithalji, which I wanted to ask, and that's very important part of our business overall. So how does the supply chain work? That is something I would like to know, and also I'm sure a lot of investors would like to know. And what is the turnaround time for the entire supply chain?
What do you mean by turnaround time? I didn't understand.
So supply chain, how do we manage, especially for Delhi NCR and also for MP? So हमारा supply chain कैसे होगा, and supply, when I say turnaround time, because ice creams have a longer shelf life, milk product आपके daily आते हैं. So how is that managed? If you want to give some understanding on that to our investors.
See, basically, our country, it has a tendency, like for example, a state of Bengal has a different temperament of having eating habits. Let's say you MP, you go to Indore side, they will like more of namkeen instead of sweets. Somewhere the ice cream consumption will be of a little less sugar. Maybe what is average is 14%. Somebody would like 16%. Somebody would like 12%. So overall, maybe some flavors in some place will be more in demand, and some flavors will be more in demand in another place. Basically, the area developer is supposed to have a cold room of at least 400 square feet that we have taken into his investment. So we supply it to the uh, area developer who gives it to the units there. Over a period of time, let us say in ice cream, maybe in another about a month's time, you come to know that this particular flavor is consumed more in this area and this particular flavor is consumed more in that area. And accordingly, the area developer will give a demand that, yes, I want this. Whatever he has sold, he will like to get it replenished. So that we will be supplying. So basically, this will be the system. When we will find that, yes, a particular flavor we have supplied to area developer, but it is not sold or it is not accepted in a particular area, we will call it back. Not that he holds it in his cold room for nothing else. So this is how it is going to be. So basically, as far as milk is concerned, it's a 24-hour cycle. Only our UHT milk, what I propose to introduce is a small pouch, very small pouch for offices, because the shelf life is 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months. So they have fresh milk instead of going for the milk powder.
Right. That's very helpful. And that's very, very helpful, Avdeshi. And I will request, as we come to the close of our session, I will also request if there's any message that you want to give to the audience who's listening, both live and on the session today, anything that you want to talk about the opportunity at large, and something maybe as a message to investors. What is one big thing that you think any prospective partner should have to become a partner with you?
The only thing I would like to assure that everything we will be having is pure. Our partners should have patience, a little patience to see that their customers are addicted to pure things. Now, if you see, the COVID period has changed the whole scenario. People were thinking demand will be less. I believe demand for packaged units will be more. Now the customer is more hygiene conscious than he was 2 years back. So I would say that they should have little patience and try to convince that, yes, we will go for a pure product.
Okay. Very, very relevant, Avdeshi. And I will request, and I hope we have tried to answer as much as we could to the satisfaction of all of you. And I will also request all of you to put your details on the our teams at Franchise India will get in touch with all of you to set up maybe a call. And if you want to visit one of the locations of Deji, is there a place where somebody, if they want to visit maybe the plant or one of the locations to see the offering, is there a place where you would want to invite them to experience your product?
It depends where they are located. Then we can see that what is convenient to them, we can take them.
Sure, sure. And I will request, friends, you can just put your locations, city where you're keen, and we'll help you with the nearest location where you can go and experience the entire offering. And with this, I like to thank Avdeshi for being with us on this webinar, presenting this wonderful opportunity. And also we have a discovery day that we have kept, and I will request Ashna if there's a date that we have already finalized.
I think, I mean, we can't hear you. So 28th is the discovery day, which Sonia ma'am was explaining. Ma'am, your voice is breaking up. So 28th of July, ma'am.
Okay. So friend, this is 28th of July, which is Discovery Day. And we thank you once again for being with us. And Ashna, kindly cover up if I've missed on something, because I'm breaking up in between.
Sure.
If you can announce
Yes,
the
yes.
Discovery Day once again, we can let our investors know and they can get in touch with us.
Sure.
Over
sure.
to you.
So thank you so much, Mr. Mittal, for joining us today. It was our privilege, our delightful event for you. Thank you so much, Anshul. Thank you, Naseem, for joining in. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am, for giving your time for this particular wonderful opportunity. Dear friends, as rightly said by Sonia ma'am, you want to have a one-to-one connection with Mr. Mittal. You want to understand more about this brand. You want to do physical visit to the property, to the outlet, to the facility. Please connect with us at our business hotline number, which is 9717683838. The entire team would be there to help you with every probable solution for this particular brand. Also connect with us at different social platforms. We are available at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. You can also revisit, rewatch this particular webinar, because we have created the video library for each one of you at the Facebook page of Franchiseindia Brands Limited. You can also join Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am at their respective LinkedIn IDs. We have just shared the information on your screen. And we, as we always say, it's our pledge to provide maximum business opportunities to all the potential business buyers. We wish you to join us for our Bharat Franchise Show, which will start at 7 p.m. today. This is again an initiative by Franchiseindia, where we try to bring the top handpicked opportunities for you. If you want to understand the business model of 7 top industries, those which are looking out expansion in North India, you can join us for today's Bharat Franchise Show, which will start at 7 p.m. Do registration right now at our business hotline number, or you can also visit us at the Facebook page. We have shared the registration link. We request each one of you to do registration right now. And under business opportunity of a Chai webinar series 12 p.m. webinar, we wish you to join us for our another great opportunity. Kritunga is the brand which we are bringing for you. It's into the F&B space, and tomorrow the team would come and talk about their business model. So do registration for our Bharat Franchise Show, as well as 12 p.m. webinar show for tomorrow's. Thank you once again for joining in today. Have a very safe day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, friends. Thank you, Mittal sir. Have
Thank
a
you.
great day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Bye. Take care.